Hello everyone, this is MJPWGaming, and today I will be showing you how to do the full Easter egg guide to Five Nights at Freddy's 3 upon completing the good ending, quote unquote, because it's not necessarily a good ending, it's just the ending where you release the children's souls. So it's kind of good, because it's a good feeling, but it wasn't necessarily good at all because of murders and such, so that's never a good thing. So upon doing this, each night there was a specific thing to do, although the first step could be done like, I don't know, it could be done like on night 1 or 2, and maybe, I don't know, but the first step, yeah, just do it on night 1, but I'll show that in a second. But there are specific steps you have to do on certain nights, and if you don't and you end up progressing, then you'll basically get screwed over, man. But so it's best to do it on the nights that I say, because I don't know if you can do it on another night and still get by with it. So just follow what I tell you and you'll get it 100% and no problem. And the thing is, if you end up dying or something by Springtrap that night, then you can click the continue button and able to just do it and beat that night and then go on with the rest of the steps. Although on night 5, if you're stuck on night 5, then you have to you have to do the very last step that I'll show, and I'll point it out again when we get to that point. I'll point it out and I'll say, then you have to do this every time you start up night 5 again, and then you'll just beat it. So it's gosh, I got burps today. So with that being said, I've recorded it without the face cam, although at the end you'll see the face cam because I didn't have the full ending, or my ending part had corrupted. I'm like, really? So up until the very last part where Springtrap is getting, let's just say he's got his own special part in these little cutscene parts. So upon doing this, and this is after you beat the first night, but do this on the first night, but I'm just showing you that there will be these numbers on the sides. This is the clue corridor, which is the BB double click. And then these are also these buttons that you're going to be needing in just a little bit. But I'll wait and show you them in just a minute when you'll actually need them. Alright, this is on night 1. So what you're going to need to do, you got to go to cam, I'm not sure, but you got to click on this poster that was right there. And you got to get all of these balloons that's around here. But you don't want to go to the exit just yet, because, as a matter of fact, you don't even go to the exit. What we'll do, there's a little slot that I was just by. You jump straight through that, and you'll be able to start on the next part of this Easter egg. Oh, and right here there will be something changed. This is why it said double click, and we'll get to that in a second. So when you get to the bottom, just keep going to the right, and you'll see a bunch of dead BBs and crying. It's really sad. I assume that's a tree. I have no idea, but alright, you just gotta hop up into here and get the final balloon, and then we'll have to go on to the next step. And I actually screwed up because the tutorial guide that I was looking at, they don't say to go back into it, so it screwed me over. But I figured out, hey, you're supposed to double click, so you go back into there, and you can do this on night 1 or night 2, so yeah, no rush. But collect the balloons again, and then we'll hop back out of this window in just a second. Yeah, it's kind of hard to do his jumps because like the top wall will, or the top ceiling will mess you up. Alright, when you start to fall, you'll see that these balloons were added right here. It's really weird, but hey, I'm not judging. So continuing on, and if you fall, you'll fall back to the ending bottom thing, and you'll basically just have to exit. So basically we'll screw up. And so what you gotta do, you gotta take this cake to this crying child, And once you do, that'll complete the very first night's first step. And now on to the second part, which can be done in night 2. You're gonna need these buttons, and what it'll do, it'll activate Mangle's quest. And I'll point out where the buttons are, but right now just take a screenshot of this, and it is really simple. So just look really closely. It's kind of hard to see with the static, but you can see me clicking the buttons and it'll light up. It's really easy. So in Mangle's quest, what you have to do, you gotta click, you gotta use the WASD buttons and go around and pick up Mangle's pieces. And that is just to get him put to back, can't talk today. Just get him put back together. Oh, and don't get touched by the kid. And you can see, like, there's lots of parts where I get cut out, or I cut it off. It's because I'm taking too much time because I'm waiting for him to come back or get around another side. So once you get all of his pieces, you go up and up and up, and then you go over, and he'll fall through the map again. And this is where it gets a little freaky. I assume it is the marionette, but I have no idea. And just keep going to the left. And this is really hard. It took me lots of time to try and get over these, because Mangle's hop is a lot different than Balloon Boy's or any of the others for that matter. But once you get to the top, there's of course another crying child that you gotta take a cake to. Alright, so now we're making some progress. So once you're starting to get to the top, and this one kind of sucks because it's through 2 different screens, so you just gotta kind of guess it. And I'm glad he sucked 2 right there. I probably would have fell off. So, and once you get to the cake, it'll end it, but that is just collecting the cake for another mission. And that beats the night 2 piece. So once you beat night 2, you'll get through this cutscene. In the clue corridor, you'll see there's 4 cupcakes for this next mission. Well, there's 4 cupcakes around the map, and you'll see I put a little arrow just to help you out, and it's pretty good. Alright, on cam 2, you can see right there, I'm clicking it. Alright, cam 3, clicking it right there. Cam 4, right there on the ground, and cam 6 right there on top of the arcade. Alright, what you gotta do, I'm not positive if you gotta pick up these cakes or not, but I assume maybe you do, because, you know, you're taking cake to the children. So just pick up these 2, and yeah, don't worry about the other brats. They're just whining. They're not actually in need or dying. So and this is kind of weird. You gotta glitch it. You just gotta kind of hop up through here. I'll get it in just a second. Yeah, once you get over that bar, you'll see that the balloons were added that you collected earlier from Blue Boy's missions, and if you didn't do those, that wouldn't get up to this point. And you beat that, and boom. And by the way, you're doing that on the 3rd night, so be sure you're doing that on the 3rd night. And once you beat night 3, you'll go into the clue corridor, and you'll see this number. Remember this number, you'll see it in just a second again. Alright, so 3, 9, 5, 2, 4, 8. Alright, this is obviously the very worst one, because it is kind of like just guessing and chance, because it is very irritating out of the most, because you basically gotta glitch him out of this. And it's kind of funny because it's just a big Pooh Bear, even though it is Golden Freddy. But you gotta glitch it, and you gotta get on top of one of these. Not sure which one. I know it's not one that says exit, because if you do that and you jump off to the side, you automatically get stuck, and then you'll end up having to exit the thing and type in the number again and do it all over again. So it kind of sucks, but once you get on top of one, we'll see in just a second which one it is. Yeah, not these 2. Alright, there we go. Once you get on top of there, you'll be able to just hop straight over, and it'll be another crying child, and the Golden Freddy gets to take a cake to him. It's very strange, and it makes this whole storyline very, very, very confusing. And by the way, you're doing that on the 4th night. Now, on to the 4th night's cutscene. After you beat 4th night, you'll see the Shadow Bonnie in the corridor. I mean, in the clue corridor, or clue hallway thingy. And so the Shadow Bonnie is actually sitting on top of the desk that you're looking at the whole time. But this is only on the 5th night when you're seeing the Shadow Bonnie. And by the way, I'm not sure if I'm confusing you or not, but you don't necessarily need to walk down these hallways. I'm just showing you. He's left the little hints. Alright, you can see him right there. I just pointed to him. And this one is really weird. Use the WASD controls on your keyboard. If you press S really lightly, it'll change scenes, and if you press like W, you'll go up, like flying up, and you press A or D to go, left or right. But you only use S to change the scenes. And what you gotta do, you gotta get it to BB's, Balloon Boy. You gotta get it to his scene, and then you gotta go up to the top left corner. And once you do, you just go through there, and then you press S until you get to the purple like room where you see the crying child. Not the one with Chica. This one. Yeah. Yeah, don't worry about these. They're just squalling brats, basically. As I've heard by the community. Alright, so you'll see me go in, not this corner, in the top left. So you'll just slide on through, and then you just click S to get to the purple room. It may not do it automatically like it did for me, but yeah. And this is in the 5th night, by the way. Just gotta make that clear. And one more final thing. Go to cam 3 and click this picture of the marionette, and this is the very final one. And once you'll know that you've did all these steps correctly if you have all of the children here. So there's 4 on the left side, and then the 1 crying child to the right. And then you walk up, you give them a cake. If you don't give them a cake, that means one of the children or some of the children are missing, and you didn't do this correctly. So, and when you do, their souls are released and the balloons fly away. Very, very sad. Now, once you finish this, what you have to do, the very final thing to do, beat night 5. Alright, so when you've beaten night 5, you get this ending cutscene where you're chasing around the purple man, and you basically scare him off into his suit, which is Springtrap, obviously, and he ends up dying. It's sad, but in a good way. Well, if you get what I mean. So, yeah, he's in his suit. I hate watching old footage. It's weird. And so he's laughing, ends up dying. Alright, so Springtrap is dead, finally. And once you've beaten this, you'll get the ending scene, the ending picture image thing that says the end. Very sad, very, very sad. But yes, if you've enjoyed this, please, please leave a like so others can see. Share it, do it, whatever you see, or whatever you see doing. Alright, with that being said, that will end this tutorial video, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.